Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So now I'm going to solve question number 2 of weekly contest 464, partition array into k distinct groups. You are given an integer array nums and an integer k. Your task is to determine whether it is possible to partition all elements of nums into one or more groups such that each group contains exactly k distinct elements, and each element in nums must be assigned to exactly one group. And we have to return true if such a partition is possible, otherwise we have to return false, right? So now see this example number 1. Nums is like this 1 2 3 4, right? So here we can have partition in such a way that we can have two groups, right? And in these two groups I can have two distinct elements as well. So here see, one possible partition is to have two groups, group 1 1 2 and group 2 3 4. So each group contains k is equal to 2 distinct elements, right? And all the elements are used exactly once. Here see this nums array. One frequency is 1, two frequency is 1, three frequency is 1, right? And four frequency is 1, right? K is equal to 2. What is the total length of this one? Total length is equal to total length is 4, right? Right. So I need to have two elements, right? Two elements in one group, right? Let's say this is one element, this is one group. In this group I need two elements, and let's say this is one group. In this also I need two elements, right? Okay. And here this is one group and this is the one group, right? This is what how we need, right? Okay. So now here total length is 4, right? Total length is 4, and if I divide this 4 with my 2, right, so my remainder comes out as 0, right? That simply means that we can have two groups, right? And in these two groups I can place the elements, right? We have two groups, but let's suppose if this length itself instead of 4 it is 5, then it is not possible, right? Okay, because my each group should contain k is equal to 2 distinct elements only, right? So here each groups contain exactly k distinct elements, right? Exactly k. So here if I have elements like this, let's say 1 2 3 4 5, so in a group, in one group I place two distinct elements, let's say in other group I place two distinct elements. Now still there is one element left, right? How I'm going to place it? If I place it here, then also I need one more element, right? Okay. So since each group contains exactly k distinct elements, right? So first thing that we need to make sure is this 4 modulus with 2, that's 4 is the total length, and modulus with 2. Okay, if it is not equal to 0, then simply return false, then it is not possible to form the groups like that. Okay, so here also it is possible, here also it is not possible, right? Here if you see, k is equal to 3 and here this is 4. Okay, so 4 modulus with 3, remainder is going to come out as 1, right? And this is not equal to 0, right? So we can't form groups of k is equal to 3 distinct elements using all the values exactly once. That is not possible, right? In one group, let's say I have used 1 5 2, then what about the next group? Here 3, what else, right? And here it is given that each element in nums must be assigned to exactly one group, right? So that is why we are checking this condition. Okay, now this is done. Okay, so this is one scenario where we have to return false if the length total length of this nums modulus with k value, if it is not equal to 0, then simply return false. All right, this is clear. Okay, now here next thing, here if you see, frequency of 3 is 1, 5 frequency is 1, 2 frequency is 2, right? K is equal to 2, that simply means, let's say this is one group I want to form and this is one group I want to form, right? So now here I can do one thing. In group 1, let's say this is G1 and this is G2. In G1 I can place 2, let's say this 2, and this 1 2 also I can place here, right? Okay, now this is good. Until now everything is good, right? I can have two twos here, right? I can have two twos here, right? So here what if I do like this, nums dot length, okay, if I divide it with k, what I will get? I will get 2, right? The length divided by k, right? So here k is 2 and here length is 4, so 2 into 2, that is nothing but 4. So I'm getting 2 here, 2, right? I'm getting 2 here. So this 2 I will check if any of my frequency become greater than 2, right? If any frequency of any element becomes greater than 2, right, then also I have to return false. So let's say instead of 3 here we have 2, right? So here 3 is going to be 0, nothing, but here 2 is 3, 2 is becoming greater than 2. So now I have to place one more 2, maybe here or maybe here. That is bad, that is not needed, right? So we can have at most 2, right? In the frequency we can have at most 2 value, but if there is value greater than 2, then there is the issue, right? So in that case also we have to return the false. So now this problem is very easy. We know when we have to return the false. So first case, when this length modulus with k, if it is not equal to 0, return false. Second case, just calculate the frequency of all the elements, and if the frequency of any element is greater than nums dot length divided by k, right, then in that case also we have to return false, otherwise simply return true. That's it. Okay, so now here we have placed 2 2 here and 3 is 1. Okay, place it somewhere. 5, place it here, right? Same way here, all are 1 1, only 2 groups we need to form. Let's place it like this, right? So here you are clear, right? If 2 frequency becomes 3, right, greater than nums dot length divided by k, okay, if any element frequency becomes greater than this, then simply return false. Okay, so now I am moving to the code part, and these are the code size. Nums dot length from 1 to 10 to 5, nums of I value from 1 to 10 to 5, and k is from 1 to nums dot length. Okay, so here first calculate the length of nums array. If total elements are not divisible by k, partitioning is impossible. So that is why we are returning this. Total groups is n divided by k, right? So these are the number of groups. So in number of groups, like here 2 groups, so in one group I want to place one element, in the next group I want to place one element, right? So here this 2 I place here, this 2 I place here, right? If that's it. Okay, if 2 frequencies is more than this number of groups, then that simply means that I'm going to use the same element in one of the group again, right? That is bad. So that is why total groups I'm calculating here. Then we have to count the frequency of each number. So simple, we are going to create frequency map, this hash map, right? And we are going to iterate over all the values in my nums. Then frequency map dot put, this is my key, and I'm going to check here using get to default if this key is already there with me, this value key, right? If it is there with me, then take the existing value, otherwise take 0 and then add 1 to it. So this is how we write the code for counting the frequency of the numbers in an array, right? And if any number appears more times than the available groups, right, then it is invalid. So here I'm just going to iterate over all the values that we have. If count is greater than total groups, then return false, otherwise return true. That's it. Okay, so I hope that you guys are clear with question number 2 of weekly contest 464. If you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.